You're a regime journalist. You're not a skeptical journalist. You're part of the regime. Just admit it. You're not an accountability journalist. You're a helper, a fluffer.
Give it me.
No.
Give it me. I want to talk to the camera.
That the genie is out of the bottle and we can't put AI back in, or we can't how do we manage it?
We can maybe not put it in again, but we can capture it somewhere. It has come out of the bottle.
Ezra Levant here back at Davos. Remember last year when we bumped into CNN's Richard Quest? Here's a taste of how that went.
It's not particularly pleasant at 9:30 in the morning to be ambushed by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people. 5. I don't even deploy that many people when I'm going to interview a president.
Well, what do you know? I bumped into Mr. Quest again today. He remembered our conversation, and here's our conversation from short minutes ago. He's a spicy tamale. Mr. Quest, how you doing this time around? We had a great conversation last time. Are you going to ask critical questions, though? Because last time you said you did, and they weren't really tough ones. They were softballs.
Define a tough question.
One that the person you're asking really doesn't want to answer. Like I saw your interview with Klaus Schwab. It was gentle. It was like you were patting a baby's bottom.
What would you have asked him?
I would have asked him if this is in fact a giant lobbying scheme for the rich to get richer, because politicians come, there's no lobbyist disclosure, there's no checks and balances, there's no opposition, there's no independent media allowed in. I would have asked him if this is really as noble as he pretends, or this is just his way to become a billionaire. That's what I would have asked. What would you have asked if you were critical? What's the toughest question you would ask Klaus Schwab? Something he wouldn't want to answer. How much does he make off these conferences? Well, give me a tough one.
You are naive. I'm well aware this is now going to be cut, spliced.
You said that last time and it was not.
You are naive. Because if you do not think for 1 second that Klaus Schwab hasn't been asked all those questions 1,000,000 times and has answers to all those questions, that is, you choose the question that is relevant for the moment at which you're asking it.
Okay, well, what's the toughest question that he doesn't want to answer right now in your mind, Mr. Conquest?
I'm not discussing that. I did my interview with him.
What was your toughest question this year?
I did my interview with him. I asked the questions that I felt were relevant for this particular year.
That wouldn't get you kicked out.
Oh, don't be ridiculous. I'm not worried about that.
Well, you don't have to be because you're part of the team, aren't you?
Now you're just getting offensive.
No, well, your company pays hundreds of thousands of dollars to be here.
I have told you last year.
You said it was for legitimate expenses. That doesn't stop the fact that you paid.
No, we didn't. We don't pay any. We pay for our hotel rooms, we pay for our flights, and we pay, that's it. We do not pay to be here. I don't know how many times I have to tell you, as journalists, we do not pay to be here. Can I just repeat it for the 3rd time?
Well, it's no more true the 4th time than it was the 1st.
No, you just won't refuse to let me to believe it.
Well, listen, I hope you screw together the courage to ask him a question that makes him mad at you. You've never done that.
You don't know that.
I've watched them. You're loving. You're a loving interviewer. I wish you would interview me. I wish I had someone in my life who was as loving as you are to Klaus Schwab.
I ask the questions that I think need to be answered at that particular moment.
But you don't rock the boat. You don't rock the boat?
Quiet.
Rock the boat?
Quiet. Quiet. I don't ask the questions that you think I should ask. Fine.
You're a regime journalist. You're not a skeptical journalist. You're part of the regime. Just admit it. You're not an accountability journalist. You're a helper, a fluffer.
Give it me.
No.
Give it me. I want to talk to the camera.
Okay, go ahead. I'll just hold it. I don't want you to break it.
I'm not going to break it. Ridiculous.
Okay, go ahead. I'll hold it.
I'll hold it. I'm not going to do it. I want to hold it.
Okay, we can both hold it.
Then I won't bother.
All right.
You had your choice.
Good luck.
There are questions that on any given interview I decide whether I want to ask. You don't like that. That's fine. That's your choice, your prerogative. But you spend a great deal of time being highly offensive about everybody else and the way they do their work.
You're an insider.
That's your view. That is your view. And I have given you the courtesy and the time to answer your view.
Thank you.
Whether you choose to accept it is a matter for you. Now, you can stand here and say to this camera, I'm an insider, I'm a this, I'm a that, I'm a charlatan, I'm a this, I'm a that.
I didn't say you're a charlatan.
No.
I didn't say
Quiet.
that. I said you're an insider and a regime journalist.
You can say all that. Say it again, please. Say it. Go on, say it. Say it again.
You adore power. You don't challenge it.
Say it again. The viewer will make up their own mind. I hope you appreciate that I've given you the time to discuss this.
I do.
Why do I do that? Because you're entitled to your point of view.
Thank you.
You think I'm an insider, that I'm a regime or whatever, an apology, blah, 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 blah. And I'm taking you at your word, you're going to run this in full.
I wouldn't miss a minute.
There we go. I'm well aware I'm giving you good material. I'm not stupid.
You're a handsome man.
Well, that's my husband thinks so as well. Thank you very much. I'm sure he'll be very appreciative of it. But unfortunately, I'm taken. Right. Have you got enough?
Thank you. Good luck in there, but give him hell. Give him hell.
Leave it where it is.
Give him hell.
Leave it where it is. You just don't like the way I'm doing my job. That's fine.
Give him hell, boss. Well, I'll give him this. He's got the courtesy and I suppose the belief in debate to walk and talk with me for a few minutes. He didn't run away with his nose in the air. I give him credit for that. But brother, let's be honest. He is part of the regime. I mean, look at this tongue bath. This ain't an interview. It's a tongue bath. Look.
That the genie is out of the bottle and we can't put AI back in, or we can't how do we manage it?
We can maybe not put it in again, but we can capture it somewhere. It has come out of the bottle. And now we have to make sure that it goes into the right direction. And that means we have to develop guardrails for artificial intelligence.
Why are you confident that we will?
Yeah, that's not accountability journalism. I'm not saying there's no place for regime journalism. I mean, someone has to be the conventional wisdom. But, I mean, at what point is it no longer journalism and just running press releases for the World Economic Forum on CNN? That said, I like the guy. He's such a character. For all our reports, go to WEFreports.com. And unlike CNN, we don't have big bucks. We crowdfund our trip here. If you can help us, go to WEFreports.com.